I'm learning how successful authors hook readers in the crucial opening chapters of their novels, so I can apply those lessons to my own writing. Today, I want to see how David Mitchell delivers the unexpected in the opening of his 2004 novel, Cloud Atlas. The book starts with a first line that demands further investigation. Beyond the Indian hamlet, upon a forlorn strand, I happened upon a trail of recent footprints. It's the opening of a section called The Pacific Journal of Adam Ewing. We follow those opening words the way Adam Ewing follows his discovery. Through rotting kelp, sea coconuts, and bamboo, the tracks led me to their maker, a white man, his trousers and pea jacket rolled up. Thus it was I made the acquaintance of Dr. Henry Goose, surgeon to the London nobility. The quaint diction and archaic spellings drop us straight into the 19th century. We learn that Adam Ewing is a God-fearing upper-class lawyer from San Francisco. He's heading home after concluding some business in Australia. His ship is stopped for repairs at Chatham Island, near New Zealand, and that's where he meets another stranded traveler, Dr. Henry Goose. The two gentlemen spend their idle time reflecting on the issues of the day. They debate the brutal legacy of European colonialism, which has ravaged the very island they're on. Once the ship repairs are complete, it sets sail with Ewing aboard. Goose joins the crew to treat a mysterious ailment Ewing suffers from. It's a tropical parasite growing inside Ewing's brain, and only the doctor's medicines can flush it out. The delicate Ewing isn't really cut out for life on the sea. One day he whines in his journal, "My fates have inclined upon me the greatest unpleasance of my voyage to date. A shade of old Rikohu has thrust me, whose only desiderata are quietude and discretion, into a pillory of suspicion and gossip. Yet I am guilty on no counts save Christian trustingness and relentless ill fortune." Which is Ewing's melodramatic way of explaining how an islander stowed away in his cabin. His name is Autua, and he's trying to escape the violence of the island. Autua has sailing experience, and he wants to prove this to the crew before they toss him to the sharks for illegally boarding the ship. With Ewing's help, Autua convinces the captain of his worth, and is spared. Then, as Ewing describes a Bible reading he conducts aboard the ship, the chapter ends right in the middle of a sentence. When we turn the page, the Pacific Journal of Adam Ewing disappears. A new section of the novel begins, with a new character, in a new setting. But what happened to Adam Ewing? We have no idea. That radical break in the opening section is more than a shocking cliffhanger or a crazy plot twist. I expect chapters to build to those. No, this is a physical disruption, one that's enabled by great book design. The story just disappears. And as it turns out, David Mitchell performs this disappearing act over and over in the novel. In fact, before the book was adapted into a film, he humble bragged about its construction. It has a Russian doll structure. God knows how the book gets away with it, but it does. But you can't ask a viewer of a film to begin a film 6 times. The 6th time being an hour and a half in, they'd all walk out. That's why the film adaptation takes a more conventional approach. It intercuts the novel's many stories. That's common in films, TV series, and books that juggle lots of characters. The various plots rise and fall together according to a familiar dramatic pattern. A great example is Game of Thrones, both the book and the show. But that's structural stuff we don't appreciate till later. What's in those early pages that keeps us reading? It's not the hook of a high concept premise. No, something else grabs us early on. Editors and publishers often use words like voice and immersion. I want to look at it from another angle though. There's a concept in psychology called flow. The most basic definition is being in the zone. Flow might happen when we're playing a sport or a game really well, or even making spreadsheets or on a great first date. We lose track of time, and we're completely focused in a way that's natural rather than stressful. Our skills match up exactly with the challenges of the moment. It's a kind of stimulating discomfort. And Cloud Atlas does a lot to keep us in a state of stimulating discomfort. Sometimes that's with literary spectacle, like cutting a chapter mid-sentence. More often, though, it's with unexpected and inventive language. We feel that the moment the Adam Ewing section begins. He expresses himself in a unique way that reflects his unique personality, his class, and his era. We have no idea what he'll say next, or even how he'll say it. Over the course of the novel, the style mutates and stretches as new narrators take over. The English of Adam Ewing's time isn't the English used by later characters. Actually, language itself is a character. It grows and changes. The descriptions make routine, everyday emotions feel new again, and somehow also make distant experiences feel close. As readers, we're always riding an edge, yet we never fall over. We're in a state of flow. Now, there's no question the language is rich and complex, and I know it took years of rewriting and revision. Despite all that, the writing feels spontaneous. Right on page 1, it feels lived rather than constructed. Even with that illusion of spontaneity, the action always reads clearly. The writing never feels alienating or convoluted. And that's important because so many of the issues in rough drafts stem from a lack of clarity. But the scenes in Cloud Atlas often start with action that's easy to understand, and they develop from there. The unique language only amplifies the action. The challenge then for us as writers is to achieve that kind of clarity, while still riding an edge and not falling over. It's not only the story, but how it's told. And if we can find unexpected ways to tell our stories, we'll create something as memorable as Cloud Atlas, writing that makes readers turn the page for more, and a novel with true, lasting power.